Okay, I'm just gonna start this already because it's a little funky, and I don't know why it didn't do the what I wanted it to. So yeah, hopefully all of this is good. Let me actually put some real music on. You know what? That is fair enough. Actually, let me see something real quick. Let me look at something before I decide what kind of music I'm gonna put on. So I tried doing something a little different. It's spooky season, so I found a Halloween lo-fi thing to put on. But for some reason, at least with my laptop, it doesn't want to do the like I don't know. It's super weird. But let me see something super quick. I just want to see what I put on. Oh, okay. Oh, what? What? No, sorry. I'm looking at something super quick. Okay. Well, it's not gonna bother. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk today. If it's not gonna matter anyway, then let's just do. Where'd it go? Hold on. I'm gonna put a very. Oh my god! Everything is so slow right now. So, I'm gonna look at chat in 2 seconds. I am putting music on. You know, wait. Oh, I know exactly what I put on. Oh my god, what is it? Oh, where is it? I know exactly what to put on. That's only four. Where's like the long version? So I have a song I want to play that's very like chill, but it's also FNAF themed. So let me find that so I can put it on. I think I had it in this playlist. Oh, what? Wait, where'd it go? The fuck? Did they take it off? Oh, those bitches. Okay, well, I guess it's just gonna be this. This is gonna. Is this even the one? Please. Yes. Okay. Cool. And I'm gonna put this on loop. Where is? That is not what I want. Oh, you know what? I know how. I am so sorry. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. Now I can see the chat. Can't wait for them to team up with the Avengers. Honestly, though. Oh my god! I didn't know there was the version that I had before. There was there were no lyrics, so that's very interesting. Um, what's up, everybody? If I just portal scene, but it's every FNAF animatronic, that would actually be really funny. I don't know if you can even hear the music. Let me see something real quick. I don't know. I don't think you can hear the music. Let me see something. What? That's why. Let me try that one. Still getting stuff fixed up. Let me see. But yeah, how are you guys doing today? While I fix all of this going on. Why is it supposed to be that one maybe? Okay. Hello? Okay. Why is it not? Oh God, why is it doing this? Hello? Why can't I change it? Why can't I change it? It is not letting me. Oh, let me. Uh, uh, maybe? I don't know. It's being weird. But hi. Hopefully the chat is doing good. I'm just trying to make sure everything is going good. Maybe, well, maybe this one. Yes. Oh my God, that's what I needed. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's still. You guys can't hear the music, can you? I'm so. Okay, what in the hell? Uh. Okay, let me do this then. Let me try something. Mm, what? Why is it not doing? I'm gonna do this, and then this, and here. Nope. It really does not want to. God, there's supposed to be music playing right now, but apparently it doesn't want to do it. I really, really. Okay, so basically, the reason why things are so weird right now is because I am not home right now. I am house sitting, and I brought my laptop so I could still work on some stuff. And yeah, so all my stuff all of my ready to go stuff is not ready. So yeah, I am now figuring out what I need to do because this is an outdated version of my program. So ignore that. We'll do this, close, and that's gonna go down here. So you don't have to see that. I'll turn that off. Please, just don't do, oh my God, it's really not wanting to, there we go, maybe. I think so, yeah, there we go, okay, okay. Hopefully this works, hopefully it works. I will also turn it down a little bit because I feel like it's gonna be really, really loud. I am so sorry. I do not mean to be so confusing. This is a very chill stream. Um, I don't think I can change the volume. Are you kidding me? I'm really mad now. I mean, you clicked on my stream. But today we are going to be talking about theories. That is the long and short of it. This is a theory stream. I am done messing around with everything. I just wanted to get into this. So, I have this theory that I've been cooking up for a while, and I really hope. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, there we go. I can actually change it, so we're good. Um, so, let me turn that up a bit. Cool. I have this theory going on right now that I am trying to connect FNAF World with pretty much the entire rest of the series, and that it was trying to tell us so long ago about not necessarily everything that has happened with like the mimic and with, um, like the Pizzaplex and all that stuff. Not necessarily that, but everything connects back to it, and it was trying to tell us like the very root of what's going on, essentially. Now, I don't believe that Scott, knew where he was taking it back then, because FNAF FNAF World came out after FNAF 4, but way before Sister Location. I actually wrote all the dates down um, on what came first, what came last, and all that stuff. So it's right now, it's just me trying to put it all together, trying to see if some of the stuff actually makes sense, if it may not make sense, or what. I don't know. I have a lot of notes on this stuff. I told you to watch it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Wow. There's a lot of new people today. Hello. I did not expect this. And of course, you have to come to the one where it's absolute just garbage. Not garbage, but like lower quality than it normally is. It's already pretty garbage quality as a whole. I'm actually going to change the chat box. I'm going to make it a little nicer, a little bigger on here. Can I like, no, what is it? Which one is it? It's this, it's not that one. Is it this one? Nope, it is not that either. What about this one? Oh, I was trying to, there we go. That's what I wanted. Good luck, it would be long. Honestly, yeah, I am this, oh boy, everything that I'm doing with this theory is absolutely insane because I don't even have every single one of my notes. I left some of my notes back home, but I do have quite a bit on my phone. Where did where to go? Oh yeah, all the dates because I was like just kind of talking about that. And new friends. um, but yeah, so I'm really excited to like talk about this and actually throw this theory out there eventually once I do have it all connected a little bit. But I really just wanted to sit down and talk it out and just kind of go over my thoughts, try to see if I can figure this out. If you guys have ideas, feel free to throw them out there. This is definitely going to be a collaborative work with the community and everything because I'm going to fight my laptop and this program because it is no, absolutely not. Here, let me see. Do I just have to keep doing that every once in a while? I bet. Yep. Okay, that's great. Cool. I'll have to keep refreshing it. Anyway, that's fine. Oh, thank you. I really so that's my character Nova. It's like my little like I guess like the official like mascot. Like it's supposed to be like me, but it's like my character, whatever, like a PNG tuber sort of thing. But um, like similar to like a lot of other people, you know what I mean. Um, I can't talk today. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to make something really silly and made them purple guy basically. So I just made a little office. It's so stupid, but it was really funny. I am working on getting some other stream overlays. My friend and moderator Jay is helping me with some stuff. So hopefully some new overlays and better like graphics, like custom graphics and everything will be on here soon, but it's still a ways out. Hello, everybody. Do you have a theory? Well, this is a place for theories. We are talking theories today. I need more coffee for this because oh my god. Let me see here. About the ending FNAF where the elevator drops. Okay. Was there a second missing children incident? What is your theory on the elevator drop? And for the second missing children incident, I do believe there was. I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that there were two, but the second one, so the first missing children's incident, that was like Jeremy and Susie and Fritz and all of them. The one with Cassidy. The second one, though, they never got names. We don't know how many children specifically there were. We assume it was another 5 kids. And they were after, I think they were in 87. Mm, like late 80s, I think. I do think there was a second missing children incident, but I also think, because some people are trying to say, oh, there are like three or four, and I'm like, no, I really think there are only two like true incidents. If more kids went missing, then that is just on its own or whatever. It's possible, but as far as like actual MCIs, like the molten MCI, I think that is a very true thing. I think that is the second MCI. So like the kids from the second one are like the fun times. That's just me though. I believe it wasn't Gregory. Oh yeah, that's a theory, a game theory. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't believe that Gregory was the one who made the elevator drop. I believe it was the mimic. Full stop. That it has to be. Um, because we could talk about that a little bit too. Because if once so spoilers for Ruin, by the way, if you there's gonna be spoilers for the entire series. So this is your warning on that. um, you know, sorry, I'm replying to a text. Have friends coming over later, so. But oh, you are not late. Like we're just chilling. This is not a gaming stream today. This is strictly a theory stream where I have to keep refreshing the stupid. I'm gonna find a different. I really wonder if I can find just a FNAF lo-fi like stream or something. Hold on. Let me see. It's a my phone. But thank you. No worries. I don't take it to heart if you have to leave or anything, or if you can't be here very long. I understand that life happens. Everybody has their own stuff to do. All of my live streams will always be up on the channel. So, always there if you ever want to go back and listen to our theory ramblings or see the other gameplay. I appreciate um, everybody being here. Thank you so much for liking my stuff. I'm hopefully going to have a new video out soon. We'll see how far that goes. I'm just trudging along on this Bonnie one. Um, but let me see while I look up stuff. I believe also, yep, see that. So I think it was a mimic that did mimic. Oh yeah, yep. Uh, Gregory wasn't in the pizza place. How you make the elevator drop? Yeah, I mean, so we actually don't know necessarily if he was or. I mean, well, no, I lied. He said he wasn't at the pizza plex, so he's not at the pizza plex. I'm sorry, I had a brain fart there. Um, is there a lore reason to why Baby didn't kill Afton FNAF 6? Oh, and Pizzeria Sim. So you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you have fun, do whatever you're doing. um, oh yeah, no, that is definitely like I think everybody's on board with, or most people at least are on board with the Mimic being the one to drop Cassie in the elevator. If that's even the canon ending, we're not sure. Um, not sure like which ending is the true one right now. But at least it's only three to debate over and not six. So that is fine by me. Um, I don't think there's necessarily a button for the elevator to get dropped because who knows? Maybe it could have like gone up and snapped all the wires for the elevator too. You never know. That place is falling apart already, so it could have been super easy for them to just kind of be like, all like, oh yeah, all of these wires and all of these straps that are no hauling you, like making your elevator ride safe. No more. Snip. He probably could have just grabbed them and ripped them apart. He's so strong. That could have been a thing also. Whatever it was, whether it was a button, whether it was the mimic, destroying the cables and stuff. No matter what, I 100% believe it is the mimic who's doing it, because it's not just Gregory not being at the Pizzaplex. It's not just, was there a button or was there a physical way for the mimic to do this? It's also, um, sorry, I need to look up. Hold on. Um, yeah, I'm looking for. Oh shit! Oh yeah, I found 1 hour of FNAF Lo-Fi Hip Hop playlist. Nice. Um, I'm gonna change it, but it's also the fact that during that scene, when Cassie's in the elevator listening to Gregory, there is a moment where it the frequency is like shifts and everything. Um, I'm trying to think. God, what's the name? What's the name for it? Uh, shit. I'm trying. I can't remember. Um, but yeah, so basically it shifts and like it um squeaks or whatever. Oh hell yeah! Oh, this is perfect. Sorry, just the music I just found, but it also like it shifts and then a different Gregory. It like the tone shifts basically. There's the frequency and then yeah, my brain just went somewhere else for a second. I'm so sorry. Gregory's acting. Yeah, so okay, so it has to be a mimic. I'm just now checking out on chat because I was doing that. Gregory was acting sus. That wasn't actually Gregory acting sus, like in the like elevate, like so. Like I said, so oh my gosh, it's hard. There's a generator next to the elevator. The mimic just ripped the wires out. See a generator next to the elevator. Well, I know that. Oh, he also could have. It's not. I'll look and see if there was a generator, but it could have been that. Like the thing that Cassie does with the Faz wrench with the like the glowing tubes and everything. It could be a thing where the mimic literally just sucker punched that thing, and it made the elevator fall. Welcome back. Maybe it must have been Gregory's voice. Oh yeah, that's exactly what happened. Burn Trap ending is not real. Oh yeah, we're not talking about Burn Trap right now, but yeah, no, I don't think so. Burn Trap is actually a very interesting thing. I want to talk about Burn Trap here in a second, since you did mention it. But give me 1 second. Gregory learned. Okay, so here is a story of Ruin. If you're still confused on it. Oh, have you ever heard of Among Us? Okay, that's funny. I do think that's the Gregory, like Freddy and Among Us is very funny. Get to Burn Trap in a second. Ruin, the entirety of Ruin is Cassie falling into the Mimic's trap. That is all that this is. The Mimic was pretending to be Gregory through the Roxy Talkie, through the Freddy walkie-talkie, um, and lured Cassie down to the caverns and the caves underneath the Pizzaplex, underneath the Pizza Sim, and all of that stuff. Um, and Gregory ends up finally getting a reach to Cassie. I think that is the real Gregory after we meet the Mimic and Roxy comes and starts fighting the Mimic. While that's happening, Cassie is talking to the real Gregory, and the real Gregory, along with the help of Vanessa, um, helps to try to get Cassie out. And with the elevator ending, once Cassie gets there, gets in, um, over the loudspeaker and everything, at first it is the real Gregory. And then you hear that frequency pitch change, and that is the mimic afterwards. After that bit, when quote unquote Gregory is saying, like, I know you did this to save me, but we can't risk being followed, that is mimic. Everything else from the time that we met the mimic up until that point, that is the real Gregory. So Freddy, I am still confused about, but that's a part of what I wanted to talk about today, specifically with FNAF World, and we'll get there in a second. Mimic does mimic Gregory's voice. We're just a bit confused because we only know a bit of stuff. Of when and Gregory have been talking before Cassie got. Not necessarily. If Gregory and Vanessa are actually like in hiding or whatever, who knows if they actually are or not? We don't know what's going on with Gregory and Vanessa in this moment. What we do know is that they know the mimic is down there. They don't know what it is, but they know it's down there. Um, who knows what they're doing right now? If they're trying to figure out what's up with it, if they're trying to just leave it alone, who knows what's going on? Sorry, I just got a text from my friend. Oh my god. My friend has sent me a picture of their fiance holding like a shit ton of plushies in their arm. Oh my god. Like, I mean, a ton. Oh my god. Me too, though. All the plushies. Anyway, um, Gregory must have Freddy's head on the body, and now they are chilling. That's what I think. That's one of the things I think. I don't know. We're gonna get there in a second. Um, yes, the Princess Quest ending is the canon ending for Security Breach and leads into Ruin, because um, Gregory even, like I said with Vanessa, Gregory is with Vanessa at the very least, because he's like, yeah, my friend has um, like the maps to the whole Pizzaplex and everything. Who else would have that besides Vanessa? Who else would he be friends with at that moment? It has to be after they after Gregory and Freddy rescued Vanessa. Uh, they're friends now. Cassie didn't know. I love Cassie. I love Cassie more than Gregory. I do like Gregory. He's fun, but Cassie, I adore. She is so cute. I feel for her. I understand. I'm like, I don't know. Gregory's had experience with the Pizzaplex. He has, where he need help because he still may not have like as much access. Like, even though he is like a master hacker and everything, I think having Vanessa there to help, doesn't hurt. Whole real not real thing is a series first. Only the ends may not have been possible. Just causes Cassius to die. The thing about they had held. Yeah, they had 6 endings, which is definitely too much. Um, Ruin only has 3, and I think that is a good amount. Having 3 endings, that's a good amount. Yeah, most of it we just don't really talk about. That's fine. Anyway, um, so you're talking about Burn Trap before. So one of the things with Burn Trap is God. So I'm sort of leaning towards Burn Trap sort of being real, only partially. And here's my reasoning. If you look at Burn Trap and Mimic, they do have similarities, but they are not one to one. I think, in Security Breach, if for some reason, while we were still debating it, if for some reason Burn Trap was real, it was a mix. It was the Mimic wearing William's corpse, like Jenny. Like, there's no other explanation for that. But because it's not the canon ending, that never happened. That was one of the things that I believe. Well, but also, no, no, yeah, I'm still leaning towards that because since it's not the canon ending, the mimic didn't never got out of like its little like cave or whatever. Um, but it was trying to get Vanessa to let it out, and so that all of that could happen and everything. But because that didn't happen, it's still in the cave, and Vanessa knew about it because of the whole possession and everything, and told Gregory about it, and they were like, went down there, made sure everything was good. I don't think they made the nexus system, but I think they possibly like reinstated it, like reinstated it. They rebooted it up basically to be a little bit better, um, uh, stuff like that. I am losing all. This is my ADHD talking. I'm bunny hopping absolutely everywhere, and I'm so sorry. Okay, why don't we see Vanny? FNAF AR can't sew. Oh god, FNAF AR. Good god. Freddy is not evil, Gregory. So I don't think Freddy is evil. Here's so I'll talk about Freddy in a second. Mimic is from the books. Faster. Yeah. So uh, do people not? I mean, I understand that people don't understand like where Mimic came from because not everybody reads the books. And that's totally fair. Oh no, he didn't have a daughter. So the Fazbear engineer, his name is Edwin. He had a son named David who he couldn't take care of like properly. So he made the Mimic to play with his son while he would work for like Fazbear Entertainment and everything. But his son died in a car. His son got hit by a car and died. And the Mimic would still, act like the son. And Edwin got so upset over that because he's still grieving his son that he like tore apart and like beat up the Mimic, like ripping off his limbs and everything like that, and then just left it. So he taught the Mimic violence, and that is why the Mimic is now so violent because that's what it knows now. It's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna start ripping the limbs off of everything, and then in all the other epilogues of the Tales from Pizza Pucks books, that is what's happening. My goodness, the guarantee to speak to Freddy. Cassie can't. Oh, goodness. Oh no, you're fine. It's the game lore and book lore and now movie lore. It's all gonna get so confusing. It already is. It's really convenient that kids die almost all the time. I would say it's inconvenient only because I have to keep track of which kid died when and how, and if they possess an animatronic or not. um, okay, so with Freddy, Freddy's an interesting one. Um, I guess I could go ahead and kind of talk about this a little bit. There, and I will actually go ahead and pull it up. Where is? Let me pull this up so I can show you what I'm talking about. Come on. Sorry, I gotta save it in. So with Freddy is definitely interesting. I am not 100% positive on if that is our same Freddy or not, only because like the prototype stuff on his, like the prototype on his foot. I'm okay either way. Part of me has been leaning more towards like, yeah, that is our same Freddy, but I'm not. But also some of the stuff is very weird. Like the body has a present inside of its chest or stomach, um, which our Freddy didn't have. Well, he did at the very, very beginning, but Gregory took it obviously, and it was a completely different color than what is in the ruined Freddy. Completely different. Um, and obviously, like there's the prototype stuff, which Freddy didn't. I would actually be. I, I think it would be so funny, honestly, if Steel Wool were to go back into Security Breach and add that little detail just to piss everybody off. I think it would be so funny. Be like, hey, here's confirmation, also screw you. It would be super funny if they just went and added that in. Like, oh, yeah, no, that's our same Freddy. We totally did not just add that. Oh, no, it was really funny. But, oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Oh, the chat. Okay. Um, so maybe tries to get Cassie Sims. So, Circus Baby didn't want like to rip off limbs and everything. The Mimic was taught to rip off limbs, like arms and legs and heads and stuff. Baby wasn't. Baby and all the other fun times specifically were like, hey, Michael's here. Well, I get they thought it was really William. Hey, William's here. Let's just take his body. Let's form into one being, scoop out his insides, and climb inside of this dude so we can pretend to be him so we can just get out of this place. And that's how they escaped. They weren't looking to like rip off their limbs and everything. They just wanted to leave. Whether I don't think necessarily they wanted to become human like forever and everything either. And the Mimic doesn't want that either. Mimic is just honestly we don't really know what the Mimic wants because it's just being taught all these violent acts and it doesn't know any better. But it also like who knows, maybe the one in the games actually had I don't know. It's a whole thing. The Unified Fairy Tale now has a bunch of damage malfunctions cover animatronics amok. You keep track of all the deaths. I mean, I guess, but everything from so like the Glamrocks are not possessed. Mimic is not possessed as far as we know. I guess the Glamrocks are not possessed as far as we know either, but they aren't. Freddy is a whole thing. We're not going to get into that right now. Glamrocks are not. Nobody from Security Breach is possessed. I'm trying to think. Yeah, and then Help Wanted. The only like active like beings that. Oh God, it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna get into that. Surprised that Vanessa hasn't been substituted in animatronic because she is under the glitch virus. She is working with them, in Security Breach. She is, under the glitch trap virus, and she's working with glitch trap and supposedly the Mimic. Who knows? But no, she is needed because Mimic / glitch trap doesn't have can't get anywhere without her essentially. Oh God. Mimic's actions can be changed back. Sort of. It kind of can, but it's really weird. I guess I'm so confused with what's going on here right now. It's how the Mimic is an amoral animatronic that copies everything. No, well, it really can't determine right from wrong. At least as far as what I've seen in the books, it can't really determine. Because it just knows what it's been taught, which is violence. It has known violence for the majority of its creation. Because when you think about like the amount of time that it spent just being taught to be a kid and everything was very, very short compared to the years and years of it, after learning violence and there's never being taught anything else after that. For the most part, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna rip all the stuff off. Especially like in the first part of the epilogues, the Mimic is brought to the old FNAF 6 location, and one of the workers there is like, hey, this isn't being used for anything else. This was a mistake being brought to us, but I can probably turn it on and have it work for us to help us get all these other scattered endoskeletons, torn apart like we need to be. So this guy, I forgot what his name is, he's not important, he dies. He gets, he brings the Mimic into the piece where they're tearing down, or they're like cleaning up, and turns it on, and it's like you see all of these endos, it tells it, disassemble these endos and stick them in this pile over here. And the Mimic's like, got it. It goes, it does it for a minute, comes back over, does the same thing to this guy, rips his arms off, rips his head off, rips his legs off, tosses him in the pile, and starts doing that with all the other workers who are screaming and who are trying to run out and everything. So it literally, for years, has only known violence and all that, and to rip limbs off and everything. The Security Breach and Ruin discontinued the whole child-possessed animal. For the most part, from what we can tell anyway. Thoughts on Freddy having a prototype on his foot? I was talking about that, and then I got sidetracked. I'll get back on track with Freddy here in a second. This prototype Freddy have the upgrades. That is also a good, well, we can't see at least two of them because the head is gone, but I don't know if he has the claw upgrades either. Maybe we can look, but the security breach. Yeah, I'll talk about that. Wait, why aren't they bloodthirsty? I mean, maybe I'm not saying about how some kids don't have soul. No, I don't think that's it for Mimic at all. Personally, Mimic doesn't have a kid possessing it, so it can't determine right from wrong. Yeah, the Mimic is just the Mimic. I don't think there's ever been anything to even allude to the Mimic being possessed. But doesn't have a soul. Mom just FNAF just copies actions. Wish I could talk to my mom about Five Nights at Freddy's. She just looks at me with the most confused face. It's like, okay, sweetie, that's good. That's great. Go have fun. This is the There's a Lo-Fi Daycare theme song. Oh my god, I love this. I hope you guys can hear the music okay. But anyway, so um uh I'll get back to Freddy in a second. The security breach and ruin discontinue the whole child possession thing. For the most part, from what we can tell, yes, there are no more, there are no new possessions. So all of the stuff from the past is over. All of that's done. We are moving forward with a new arc of the story, essentially, with the Mimic and everything. Um, it's, for the most part, this entire arc is just the aftermath of everything that happened, and it's the consequences of everybody else involved with the company and with the story and just all that stuff. It's just the consequences of everything that happened that William did leaking into this new arc. And just the company as a whole, basically, because Edwin was supposed to be a parallel to Henry. Who knows if that's true or not? Honestly, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm sort of leaning into Edwin being an actual character, but I'm not positive just yet. Obviously, there's still a lot that we don't know. There's still an entire book to come out. It talks about FNAF 4. I'm not going to talk about FNAF 4 today. That's a whole thing in itself. I mean, I can talk about that later, whatever, I don't care. But it's, you don't hear music. There should be music. Let me know. Okay, well, let me know if it's still, it should be going. It should be anyway. Weird. Are you talking about Toy Story? What? Who? What? When did Toy Story get talked? What? I am so confused right now at what's going on in this chat. I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm just gonna keep going. So, if you haven't caught up, I guess I'll talk about FNAF 4. So, the new Tales from the Pizzaplex book is coming out, I think, next month. Either later this, I think it's next month. Let me actually double check on that. Tales from the Pizzaplex 8. Let me see. Yes, it's coming out next month on October 3rd. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. That is good. So I can go and get it. So there's a story in the new book coming out next month, which is, by the way, the last Tales from the Pizzaplex book, the last one. And it talks about FNAF 4 and what actually was going on. Like, it basically confirms what FNAF 4 was, which it wasn't a dream. It kind of was a dream, but they weren't real either. It was an experiment done by William Afton onto his kids, or to kids as a whole, basically, testing fear levels in children. He used hallucinogenic gas to make them, like, hallucinate to think that just these still like mannequins. Basically, he had like just a couple like mannequins by like the doors and the bed and like the closet and all of that stuff. Um, didn't do anything. They were never in like any actual danger. Um, but he was using this. Well, I guess quote unquote danger. Like they were, but they were. It's a whole thing. But he was using this gas to make them hallucinate what they thought was going on, like all of these horrific monsters and stuff, all these nightmares. And he yeah, and that's what was going on basically in FNAF 4 was these experiments going on. And we know this is true because in Sister Location, there are gas canisters for this specifically. Like near like the room where we can see all the cameras, or like no, there's gas canisters everywhere. There's basically it's been confirmed these are experiments done by William Afton onto children, his own children and kids that he kidnapped. Where's Toy Story had some deleted scenes scrapped? Toy Story versus then Toy Story 2, right? Oh, that. Okay, gotcha. I've seen that people think that it was just paint chipped off of Freddy's foot saying prototype. I'm not positive. That's the only thing because even so, it looks pretty clean on there considering how torn up he is. Like it definitely looks a little faded, but it's not like years faded or anything. I don't know. Um, no more Toy Story. This became this entire thing. I'm so okay, cool. I don't know what's going. I don't know about that about the Rugrats, but Toy Story did actually. So I'm a big like Disney and Pixar nerd. I grew up with it, so I know I have too much information about it. Um, so Toy Story was originally going to have a way different story. It was going to be Woody was like genuinely evil, and they all looked a little bit different. Um, Woody was mean, like he was an asshole. Like he's already like kind of got like kind of mean in Toy Story 1, like he has like an attitude and everything. But no, this was on another world. Like it was bad. Like it was bad. And they're like, yeah, no, he's too mean. We gotta tone it down. So change the designs. They changed up the story a bit, and now we have what we have now for Toy Story. Um, but I do want to talk about. I guess since we're on the topic of Freddy a little bit, did the costume bots are mine? A little bit, honestly. I do love Wally. I love Wally so much. You still can't hear the music because I have FNAF music playing. I'd be really confused if you didn't. Um, he's a jerk. Yeah, he's an absolute jerk. But no, I grew up on Disney. I'm a Disney baby. Um, corporation wise, I'm not a fan. I don't like how what they're doing as far as like trying to collect all of the freaking Infinity Stones of the Hollywood verse and everything. You know what I mean? But as far as like childhood memories and nostalgia goes, I freaking love Disney. Pretty fucked up, yeah. But let me go ahead and show you what I mean. Okay, so one of the things that has really I actually want to talk about FNAF World now because this is what I've been trying to talk about. Let me show you. It's one of the things that I found. And if you're on my last stream or watch my last stream, you'll kind of know where I'm going with this. Because I very briefly touched on this. Let me pull up the first one real quick. Where is it? This one. This guy here. So, this guy. Right, oops, that is not what I wanted. Undo that. This guy. Gonna go, you know what, here, let me actually take my thingy off. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, so, this guy, right here. This is one of the enemies. That's not what I wanted either. Here we go. This is one of the enemies from FNAF World. You say corpus. Um, just normal. You know, I was like, oh, this is definitely like a really like a weird kind of looking endoskeleton. Whatever. This something. Oh, let me see if I can find it. Um, I don't think necessarily this means anything. It might. Give me one sec. I'm gonna try to find just like a still image. I don't think I will, unfortunately. So if you are um, sensitive to glitching anything, then I'm genuinely trying to find. Oh God. Okay, let me just. God, why? Okay. Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, I'm not gonna pull that up. It's too much. So, this guy, his name is Prototype. It's okay if you've never seen this guy. It's fine. If you have never watched or played FNAF World, you probably won't know who this is, which is perfectly fine. That's perfectly like understandable. Are the rides always breaking down? So the rides aren't always like necessarily breaking down. It's like they are and they aren't. It really depends on which ride you're talking about because some of them run a lot smoother than others do. Like Spacebound, I love to death, is always at least down like for like a little bit on like any given day. Space Mountain goes down a bit, but it's also one of the most popular rides. It is so much fun. It's one of my favorite rides there. But that one does go down quite a bit. Not for like super long. It's just like, oh, something messed up. Probably with like projections or whatever. Um, but then you have like some like the surprisingly some of the really really old rides like Peter Pan, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, rarely ever actually go down, which is really fun, really funny. Still very good though. But okay, so let me. Oh, I love Tower of Terror. Oh my god, I love Tower of Terror. It is Okay, we're not going to talk about that. I need to talk about this. So this guy, his name is Prototype. He is one of the enemies in FNAF World, and let me tell you why I think this is important. Let me show you why I think this is important. Because I saw this, and my mind went, "Oh my god! Do you know what this looks like? Do you know what this looks like to me? Am I going crazy or am I onto something? I think I'm onto something because it looks like this fucker. If I can make it small enough to actually show up correctly. Come on. Unfortunately, being on my laptop, everything's a little. That's not what I wanted either. This guy, here we go. Now, obviously, it is not. Stop it. Oh my god, stop it. Obviously, it is not a one-to-one comparison. However, we have to remember that everything in FNAF World is chibified. Everything in FNAF World is meant to look simplistic and cute. But these guys look very similar together with how broad their shoulders and chest are and how like tiny it goes into like the spine basically. Their heads are even very similarly shaped with how like square they are. Obviously, like the eyes are different. This guy doesn't have a the Glamrock Endo doesn't have a bow tie or a top hat. Obviously, well that's fine. But that is where Freddy comes in. That is where Freddy comes in. I will talk about Disney rides in a second because that's my other special interest because I know way too much about them as well. Uh, but I want to finish this thought before I continue on with Disney talk. I'm gonna see out my window at 3 a.m. I am so sorry. I did not mean to just like jump scare you with the Glamrock Endo, but that's how big the file is. I was like, I have to make it smaller. Kind of for the mouth, eyes, and hand. Yeah, exactly. It's not one to one, but there is a very similar resemblance here. They are very similar. Um, if you let me actually see, I wish that they're. Let me see. The reason why I say that like the heads are a bit similar is because not necessarily right here, but if you look at a Glamrock Endo from this like a side profile or like 3/4, kind of like that, it is like the jaw is very square. There we go. We can talk about Disney in a second. I just want to get this thought out there. Those are her. So, but yeah, that's one of the things. And again, with the FNAF World got thing looking like or being named Prototype, and then having like a Freddy hat and bow tie, looking very similar to the Glamrocks. This is kind of why I'm starting to lean a little bit more towards the Freddy in Ruin being our Freddy, because I've been very on the fence about it for a while. Even though by the end of the game, Freddy does have a purple hat or purple bow tie, and I think he still has a black hat at the end. I'm not positive. I think he still has a black hat at the end, but his bow tie is purple now, or something. It's something like that. But this is one of the things that got me really thinking that all of this is connected. There has to be something here, because the other thing that made me think that this is important is Prototype is part of a glitching enemy. In FNAF World, there's like a bird, I think it's like a seagull or something, and you have to kind of like run up against this sprite in a very specific way to get to the overworld, like, so you're basically on top of the map, and there are like invisible walls, so you can only be in a certain area. However, you will encounter glitched enemies, and they will basically be photo negative and going like glitching back and forth between two different enemies. They have like weird names and everything. Prototype is one of them. Prototype is part of one of the glitched enemies. The other half of theirs is Gear Rat, which I don't think is important. I've looked into that. I can't find anything that, would make Gear Rat be important. So I'm just throwing that out the window. Gear Rat doesn't matter. But the fact that Prototype is not only a glitched, the Prototype is named Prototype, has Freddy stuff, looks like a Glamrock Endo, and is part of a glitched enemy, says something to me. And I don't know what, but it is something, and I need to figure it out. That is part of the reason why I'm on here, because I need to figure this out, because this just has to mean something. Because there are way more connections to FNAF World than people seem to think. Because that is one of them. There's also clocks. Clocks are another huge thing. Clocks and time as a whole are huge. Because we can hear... So, in FNAF World, there is the clock ending. And let me see, where are my notes on that guy? On that one. Not that, where'd it go? Let me pull it up, give me a second. No, not that. No. No. Oh my god, where is it? I don't know where it went. Oh, nope, not that one. I'm trying to find, because I wrote down all the stuff for the clock ending. Is it here? Yes, okay, I found it. So, let me see. Things like, is it a spring? Whoa, what? Did I see the body being like that? Thing going to bed, I'll be on tomorrow. Hey, no worries. If you gotta go to bed, by all means, do whatever you need to. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If anybody needs to like leave or do whatever, go for it. I'm not gonna hold you hostage here. I'm not gonna, be do whatever. I'm not gonna get mad. Go and have fun. Go do your thing. Things like, is it a spring lock? The barefoot. Oh, do you mean prototype? I don't like. Are you asking if prototype is a spring lock suit? I think you're actually on to something. Yeah, no, seriously, there has to be something. People say so. No, okay, so thank you. um, a lot of people a lot of people dismiss FNAF World. However, I literally sometimes I'll get onto some of these things just by listening to fan songs or just watching like in-depth videos. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a good question. Why is this? Why is that? So with the clock, let me get back on track. With the clock ending, clocks are scattered throughout the series and time. In FNAF World, obviously there's a clock ending. The very last the ending or like throughout it says like, hey, you need to get the key, nothing else matters, you need to find the clock, don't be deceived by the one pulling the strings. At the very end they're like, we are still your friends, do you believe that? The pieces are in place for you, all you have to do is find them. Rest. It's literally telling us like, hey, the story is here for you. I think it was trying to tell us what was going on in FNAF 4, but I'm still trying to find all the pieces for that specifically. But I think it's also, like, obviously the game, by the Halloween update, was hinting towards sister location. That is a given. Everybody knows that. Um, there is some, but I think it was trying to say something more than just what was going on in FNAF World, more than, hey, sister location is coming and this is one of the villains is coming up and everything. There's got to be more to it than that. Because with the clock ending, there are clocks everywhere else. I was trying to think, in sister location, there is a baby clock. There's a clock with baby's face on it in one of the offices areas. Okay, cool, whatever. Also, I'm going to take these guys off and put this back up. Hello, I'm back, maybe. Hello. Now we're back. Okay, so, along with that, FNAF World is underrated. FNAF World's fun. FNAF World is definitely fun. You gotta be careful with it because there are a lot of like flashing colors and images and stuff. So it's not great if you're photosensitive, but it's fun like overall. But anyway, so yeah, Sister Location has that clock with baby's face on it. You know what else has a clock with a face on it? Tiger Rock. This is one of the things. In Tiger Rock, if you actually read the story, I bought this book specifically to read the Tiger Rock story. Could I have just looked it up online? Probably, but I wanted the book in hand so I could go back whenever I need to. It is at my apartment right now. Kind of wish I brought it with me, but that's fine. I wrote down, like as I'm reading, I am writing down notes that I think may be important. Or I'm just writing down like all like the big stuff. So yeah, there is let me see into for that. Okay, that's just that. I'm trying to find all of my actual Tiger Rock notes. So I'm not just talking out my ass. Where to go? Maybe that is not it. Maybe it is. It is not it. Where did my Tiger Rock notes go? I'm so sorry. Give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to find them. Okay, I can't find it. But basically, let's see. Okay, cool. So, in Tiger Rock, it is about, spoiler for Tiger Rock, by the way, the story is about this kid who essentially gets trapped in a VR booth. Um, and he doesn't know that he's trapped in a VR booth. That's about pretty much every freaking story there is at this point. It is whatever. Um, Supposedly the Monty Within was supposed to be important too, but I like read, I skimmed through that, and I was like, I don't see anything here that is like super important or anything at the moment. So I was putting that to the side. But for Tiger Rock, this kid is going through his day, like a couple days, basically, after he plays a VR game that shows him, hey, this is what the Peace Puck is going to look like in the next like 5-10 years. And there's a Tiger Rock animatronic there who is very interested in his arms, specifically in like his like biceps. And will constantly grab onto his arms and like tug him along, which is very mimicky because Mimic likes ripping limbs off of people. Um, and so okay, he gets out of the VR booth, whatever, and he meets up with his friends. So yeah, I just want to go home. Uh, Throughout the next like three-ish, I think it's like 3 days, um, he keeps seeing different objects and creatures with one green and one blue eye that look very like metallic and robotic and everything. Very much like Tiger Rock, because Tiger Rock has one green and one blue eye. Um, at one point, he's at school, and there is a clock that has a black and white face on it with one green and one blue eye. Which is also interesting because Baby was originally made with blue eyes, and then after she got possessed by Elizabeth, she has green eyes. So that is another connection right there. There's a baby clock who I think it has green eyes. I'm actually not sure. Let me see. Sister location. Not the office. Room. I guess. Oh, here we go. This one. This one. Primary control room. That is so tiny. I cannot see. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, it's actually hard to tell. Ooh, that's hard to tell. There, it is not a good image. Okay. It's hard to tell if she actually has green and blue. I want to say it's green. But, so that's another thing with clocks. And then in the, is it the room? I think it's, no, definitely, no, it's sister location. No, oh my God. Security breach. That's what I'm trying to talk about. God. In the security breach, I think, and ruin. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm going to make a new scene. It's going to be this is going to get a little janky for a second here, everybody. It'll get a little janky, but I want you to listen. You know what? Never mind. I don't want to mess with that. My computer's slow as hell anyway right now. I'm pretty sure it is in the security breach. I believe it is also in the ruin. Like their themes, like for the trailers and everything, has ticking, like clock ticking in the songs. Not whatever's playing. I don't know if you can even hear my music playing right now. I hope you can. If not, I am so sorry. I tried my hardest, but in you think the Sun and Moon needs to live is greater lore. I'm not sure. I could talk about them in like 2 seconds. I'm trying to finish my thoughts real quick, but we can definitely talk about that in a second. But I'm trying to connect, like, give all my connections between like FNAF World and the rest of the freaking game series. But there is clocks and ticking and stuff all throughout the rest of the series. Whether it be, hey, we need to, like, it's not even just, hey, you have to wait, you have to survive until 6 a.m. It's way more than that. And I don't know what it means, but there is something there. Part of me feels like it's like a countdown to be like, hey, Mimic's getting out and or something is about to happen or something. But anyway, there's also the Red Lake. Okay, so I'm done talking about clocks. I'm done talking about clocks right now. We can get back to that later. Sun and Moon has... That is weird, because I have my thing going. I don't know why. That is so bizarre. I'm so sorry you can't hear the music. It is so nice. It is genuinely really great music. It's all FNAF lo-fi stuff. It's great. I don't know why it won't go. Let me see, properties.
Way to go,
Oh. Cool. What? Oh, okay. I don't know. Maybe now it'll go. I actually have no idea. I don't know what's going on with the music. I don't know why it's not doing. God, this is why I don't like doing things on my laptop at all anymore. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it is. Okay, it's finally going. Okay, thank God. I told you there was music. It's just... Okay. I am so sorry it was so loud. Did not mean for that to happen. Like, at all. I was like, you can't hear it, let me turn it up a bit. And then I was like, oh, let me mess around with the properties. And now it's blaring in your ears, and I'm so sorry. This music has been playing the entire time, by the way. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I genuinely did not mean to just scare everybody. Okay, awesome. Anyway, so. It was so quiet for me, though. But I'm glad that it's better. So. Okay, let's talk about Sun and Moon before I get back onto my FNAF World bullshit. You know how, like FNAF has the whole, like, Circus Baby thing. Like, Circus Baby is, like, like, in control of everything, like, and then, Mad Cat has the Gregory is a robot, all the kids are a robot thing. All the FNAF YouTubers or, like, theorizers have their own thing. Mine is FNAF World, because I am so hardcore dedicated that this means something. I don't know what that is. It is something. But anyway, where were we? Let's talk about Sun and Moon before I get back into my FNAF World BS. I think Sun and Moon hold any significance in the greater lore. Potentially, but I'm not sure right now. I want to say, part of me really wants to say no, that they are just a fan favorite. It's really hard to tell, because we do have a backstory for Sun and Moon. If they mean anything more than that, I guess it would be up for debate. A lot of clocks in music. There's been a lot of clock. That has something to do with it. I just feel like, yeah. Because they needed more characters, I guess. I don't know. Why did they... Because the other thing... So, like, here's the other thing. If they just wanted to throw characters in to be characters, if it didn't matter, then... I don't know. Because they also didn't have to throw Bonnie to the wolves, or they didn't have to throw, they didn't have to get rid of Bonnie, but they did. They made Monty instead, and put a whole backstory there, and they didn't have to. But that's also not super imperative to the lore. I personally don't think. Like, it is, but it isn't. Like, it's, like, the whole, like, why is Monty here and not Bonnie? Obviously, yes. But, like, I feel like it's similar to Sun and Moon. They have lore, but it's not imperative to the overarching story. It's not, like, super important as far as we know right now. Could they be important later? It's possible. And I would love to have them keep popping up, because they have been popping up quite a bit. but I also feel like it's just because the fans love them so much. Sun and Moon are definitely William's first creation. I disagree with. I personally disagree with Sun and Moon being William's first creations, besides like the spring lock suits, because we actually have a backstory on where Sun and Moon came from. That is the only reason. That is the reason why. Matt is obsessed with robot. Matt is obsessed with robot kids as a whole. Everybody's a robot, or robot people. Do you find it weird they have the same teeth as Mimic? If we're gonna talk about Matt has like newer theory where he talks about Eclipse and Sun and Moon and with Mimic stuff, I think he's off the. I've been watching Mad Pat for years. I've been watching Mad Pat since he first started making videos on FNAF. Since way back in like 2014, 2015 when he started making FNAF videos. I think he is off his rocker with the Eclipse being similar to Mimic and everything. Because like I agree, like the teeth, they do have similar shapes, but that is about it. And the Mimic's teeth also do not move the same way that Eclipse and Sun and Moon's do. Like Eclipse, Sun and Moon, like the daycare attendant. Daycare attendant's teeth move very specifically, move outward. The Mimic's teeth do not move at all. They have a similar shape, but that is about it. Where I see there might be a point, may not be. I don't know which side to be on the moment. Oh, it is absolutely destroying Mad Pat's sanity. He is just. I haven't even watched the whatchamacallit. We did like the reacting to FNAF's, like Jonathan FNAF, like his like video or something like that, and I'm like, oh god, oh, what kind of hell am I gonna get into if I watch this? So I'm watching that later. I'll see how I feel about it. But right now, I really don't agree with the Eclipse and Mimic stuff because, like I said, we have a backstory for Eclipse, Sun, and Moon. The daycare attendant was originally just a performer in the daycare theater, in like the Superstar Theater. That is it. Sun and Moon were the two different characteristics, and they didn't exactly talk about Eclipse in that story, but I personally believe that Eclipse was the original, and then Sun and Moon were the two halves to play like the hero and the villain, or the antagonist and protagonist, antagonist. That's about it. And then once they start getting rid of all of the human workers, they needed a new daycare attendant, and so they just changed up the programming, made it, and then they changed up Eclipse programming and made them the daycare attendant. So they still have, but they couldn't, like, it's like, again, words are weird. I do not talk well. This is why I script out a lot of my other videos, because I cannot keep one solid thought. I have to write stuff out and then recite it for like my deep dives and everything. That's I didn't have to do things. Basically, yes. I don't know if he thinks William hates Sun and Moon. Yeah, exactly. The books explain the backstory. So, what happened was, obviously, like, they needed a new daycare attendant, and so then the performer, whether it was Sun, whether it was Eclipse, Moon, whatever, program was changed so they could be the daycare attendant. But they couldn't get rid of the trigger for like, the light and the dark for Sun and Moon. So they decided it was going to be cheaper and easier to keep the lights on 24/7. Because I think that it was going to be like, hey, we're just going to have Sun specifically be the daycare attendant. Eclipse is gone. Moon, gone, whatever, but they couldn't like quite fix the trigger and everything. It got corrupted, and I don't think the glitch trap. I think the glitch trap virus made it even worse. So that's why Sun is a bundle of anxiety and worry and trying to be overly friendly because he knows kind of a little bit what's going on, and Moon is the like everything from the virus. Basically, the virus making him so nasty and evil and all of that stuff. I love Moon. I love the daycare attendant so much. I actually have mine. I've been calling it Eclipse. It's like the half sun, half moon plushie that Funko came out with. I've got like the, I think it's a 16-inch one. It's not like the jumbo, but it's like the medium, not the small one. Not like the normal size. It's like the one in between the normal size and the jumbo. Yeah. One size 16 inches. I love them. I love them. I love them so much. Yeah, that's why I'm like, Sun and Moon were not William's first creation. I found that just to be super weird. Oh, I didn't even realize. Hi, new person. Hello, I've been going off a tangent. That's right, TV. Keep the lights on because screw the electric. Screw the electric company. Am I right? Honestly, they think of it this way. They would rather toss Bonnie to the side and upgrade Monty rather than just fix Bonnie. Because they claim it would be cheaper and easier to make Monty, to have Monty replace Bonnie, because they did that, they had to go and change all of the artwork and all of the promos and all of the everything to get rid of Bonnie in the Pizzaplex. Glamrock Bonnie is nowhere to be found. There is not a single ounce of Glamrock Bonnie anything in the Pizzaplex until we get to Ruin, because they thought it would be cheaper and easier to just replace him with Monty. When, if you think about it, it's probably even more expensive to do it that way, rather than just find Bonnie and fix him up. Which is so dumb. Whatever. Moon used to be much nicer and calmer. Me too! No, I agree. I 100% believe that Moon is not nearly as nasty as he is in the game. Because I had the same thing with Monty also. Because we have to remember the glitch shop virus is everywhere. It is infecting the entire Pizzaplex. That is why Monty is so aggressive and violent. It's because I talk about this a little bit in the Monty versus the Bonnie and Monty video that I'm working on. Monty seems, if you look at all of his cartoon artwork, looks to be super chill and laid back and just a dude bro, basically. He just looks like a surfer bro who gets stoned on the weekends. Or every day, honestly. Monty just looks super chill and is kind of like a go-with-the-flow guy. He kind of looks, he might have a little bit of an ego, but not too much. Just be very yeah, I'm awesome, but so are you guys. And it kind of similar to how I believe Roxy is. How Roxy has that bit of ego, you can be number one, just like me, stuff like that. But Monty's way more laid back and more calm and chill than Roxy is. I think it's very similar with Moon, and Moon was very go to sleep, hey, we're gonna just relax, chill out and all of that stuff. Is very calm and nice. But then of course the virus kicked in and it's no, screw you, go to sleep now, I'm gonna sucker punch you until you go to sleep. Why do we need a second explanation for FNAF 4? So the FNAF 4 stuff, that, in my opinion, yeah, I don't know why some of the songs are louder, some of them are quieter. But anyway, so FNAF 4, that was the explanation all this time. That was not, So there are sound illusion distant fun times. We could have just put kid in a different bedroom, build one. Here go your kid is done. So the thing is, FNAF 4, that has been the solution all this time. Let me actually look at it. Let me actually find it. That could be a good one. There's a better image, I know that much. There's a better one that'll show them easier, but let me see if I can find it. This one, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. I'm trying to... Yeah, definitely not that. That was same thing, I think. No, that's different. Wait. Yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah, I'll just share this one. Let me share this image super duper quick so you can see what I mean. Yeah, we're gonna talk about FNAF 4 now. In a second. Wait is it? I was trying to tell people. I think Monty used to be the chill, cool one for the events, but not. Literally, people still think that Monty wanted to get rid of Bonnie. I don't believe that is the case whatsoever. I personally believe that it was all the virus doing, like not intentionally either, because Monty, has the virus, and it made him so like angry and so jealous and all of this stuff. He lost his cool and killed Bonnie, and then kind of realized what he did. It's like, oh shit, and then try to like cover it up, like horrifically cover it up. He's so dumb. Is it the whole like you can hide but you can't hide, stuff like that. He's so dumb. He is so dumb. But the virus took over him, and he just became a super violent and irrational gator, basically. That is what I think happened. I think originally he probably would have been friends with Bonnie, actually. And the video that I'm making about it, I actually go into like how the dynamic between Monty and the rest of the Glamrocks were before all this happened. At least a little bit. I briefly touch on that. I touch on what I think like actually happened, like how it all happened, like why was Bonnie and Monty golf, why is he, he's on the Monty golf carpet whenever you find Bonnie's body. It's a whole thing. So I go into all that, I go into my reasonings, and I will admit some of the story that I tell of what happened to Bonnie is a little far-fetched. It could just be my imagination going off the deep end a little bit, but I also think that there could be some truth in it. I will not claim it to be the truth. I will not claim it to be accurate, but it is a thing. And I will fix it. So we're going to go back to FNAF 4 for a little bit. Someone legit does some overpowered tech match of the TPK real. That would be very interesting. Question: are you gonna stream Deltarune? Ooh, yes, absolutely. Love Deltarune, love Undertale. My other favorite game, other than FNAF, obviously, is Undertale. I have one FNAF tattoo that I just got this year on the anniversary, which I've been wanting for literal years. I have 3 Undertale tattoos, and I plan on doing an entire Undertale sleeve. Part of me wants to do a FNAF sleeve, but I feel like that'd be going a little too far. But I have some massive Undertale and FNAF pieces that I want to get done. That aside, talking about FNAF 4. Plush Shop is so weird. Plush Shop is a goblin. Monty and Bonnie. That I will hopefully have it out soon. My schedule has been so all over the place, and I'm constantly tired. I'm like, I need to work on this video, but then I'm like, I am tired. I'm going to take a nap, and then I don't wake up till the next day. I have a little bit of time this weekend. No, maybe this weekend. I actually don't know. Maybe this weekend. I'm gonna try to get it out soon though. But I'm hanging out with friends today and like tonight and tomorrow, so we'll see. But FNAF isn't even like, I don't think FNAF would be like my first favorite game. I think FNAF and Undertale are tied for first. I have my top 3 favorites, but I have like a top 10 of like, I will go off the deep end on any of these games. FNAF is 1/2. Undertale is 1/2. Number 3 is We Happy Few. I will not explain. I will not talk about We Happy Few today because I will not shut up. We're gonna talk about FNAF today. I know the lo-fi daycare theme is so adorable. It's so good. Anyway, so back to FNAF 4, which I've been trying to talk about. If you see, I'm gonna see if I can make this a little bit bigger. It's a little funky, but if you see, like right here, I don't even know if you can see my my mouse, but you can see these canisters along the wall, along like these tubes and everything. Those are the gas canisters that were for the experiments in FNAF 4. There's a better image showing these guys better. I just can't find it right now. But they are there. I think it's in, well, like the camera things for Ender Night. I'll have to double check. But yeah, that's the long and short of it, basically. That has been the solution to FNAF 4 this entire time, and nobody... Okay, we kind of... Some people briefly talked about it. Some people briefly mentioned it, but it was basically thrown out the window because it was seen as super, like, dumb. It was seen as like, oh, that can't be it. There's gotta be something deeper here. But no, that was literally it. These were experiments done. It has been that way this entire time. Basically, William pinned his kids to get against each other. Or that's what ended up happening, essentially, like, with these experiments. We don't know if the sound discs were made at that same time or not, though, because it depends on when the Fun Times were made. We still don't know exactly when the Fun Times were made, but we do know that the events of Sister Location, like with Michael and Ender and all of that, happened after FNAF 1. There is a thing talking about that, I believe. I have to double check. That's what I've heard anyway, is that Sister Location is after FNAF 1. But the events of Sister Location with, like, Elizabeth and everything, we don't know when that is. Me, personally, I believe that story-wise, like, backstory-wise, it started with FNAF 4. Like, the backstory with Michael and the crying child and all of that. And then it dived into William actively going and killing kids. Like, he was already a terrible father, but he went and started, like, actually killing and everything, with Charlotte Emily being his first real victim, as far as, like, just straight up murder goes. And then he goes and kills a whole bunch of other kids. And then after that, you know, he's starting to do the Molten MCI comes in. That's where kidnaps more kids with, like, sound illusion discs and everything, with the Fun Times and everything, to kill them and use them for even more experiments. And that's where Elizabeth gets scooped by Baby. That is how I'm seeing it so far, anyway. I will eventually, like a long time from now, I gotta put all of this together. It's gonna take 4 freaking ever, so do not expect this anytime soon. But I do want to put together my own FNAF timeline on what I think happened as far as, like, the story goes. And I'm not gonna take as many crazy liberties like MatPat did, because I am looking at straight facts. I may embellish some things here and there, but I am looking to try to actually solve this thing. I am not looking to put Mrs. Aston into the whole thing. I have ideas of Mrs. Aston in, like, headcanons, but I don't claim that as true or anything. Hey, by all means, if you love Deltarune and Undertale more than FNAF, that is all of you. There's nothing wrong with that. my personal hyperfixations will switch up. Sometimes it could be like, oh, I'm gonna be into this for like a week or two, and then I'm gonna switch over to something else. With Undertale, and so far with FNAF, these are the longest periods of time that I have my hyperfixations. When I first got into Undertale, it lasted from 2016. Whenever I played it like a little bit after it came out. I was a little bit late to the party, like early 2016, like January 2016, and did not stop until 2018, 2019, something like that. I was in that hyperfixation for so long, and even though like I'm still a fan of it to this day, and I will get into like my mini hyperfixations where I'll think nothing about it for like a solid week, like a week or two or whatever, and then move on to something else or whatever, because I have a bunch of different interests. But so far, FNAF, I got back into FNAF. I actually got like super like hyperfixated on it and everything, like January this year, whenever I cosplayed Purple Guy again, and I was like, I'm having a bunch of fun. What else has been coming out for this? And like all the FNAF stuff started happening, and I've been following it for like since Game 1 came out. I've never stopped following FNAF, but the hyperfixation has been so real this year. It has not stopped. This entire year, it's FNAF year for me, and I am not complaining. I'm having a blast. The whole thing on where I know, it really does. Like, I don't mind, like, with Sister Location, like, the game taking place after FNAF 1, that sounds fairly reasonable. The story, like, the backstory of it all with, like, the remnant experiments and Elizabeth and all that, that gets really fuzzy and finicky. That's very interesting. Yeah. I will eventually, but like I said, a timeline is going to take so damn long. What should take place in between the first phase of 2 to try to spot when shut down or to reopen if it has any child still. That's very possible as well. I honestly considered for a while that this location happened either the same time or immediately after FNAF 2, which would still be before FNAF 1, but it would be something similar like that. That's, for some reason, my brain was like, that sounds about right, to be either at the same time, like maybe Lily was working on the fun times at the same time as FNAF 2 was going on, and then it opened right after FNAF 2 happened. The 152. Oh, the symbol. Oh, the do you mean the 150 like characters, like on like typing and stuff? Yeah, I have it as 200 for me, but I don't know if that's just because this is my channel or not. I don't know. This stuff has nothing to do with the lore. Yeah, it's super weird. She's never had any impact on the story. Like, there's like there may be a tiny bit of backstory, but it's not super crazy, like, important to the lore or anything. Like I said, I have my ideas about, like, how, like, maybe she and William had met, or, you know, what happened to her or whatever, but it's not important to the lore or anything, so why are we so hung up on her? Yeah, I think that's super weird that he made Mrs. Afton, like, be the one pulling the strings. I've never subscribed to that. I was like, I mean, like, when I first watched it, I was like, I guess. I was like, it doesn't make sense to me, though. It really did, because she would be super duper old. She would be really old. So, I don't know. It really is. Damn, I'm sorry, man. That's only 150. Like, oh yeah, she's there. Maybe she's alive. I don't know. I don't think she's alive. I think she's dead. I straight up think she's dead. We haven't even heard one sentence from her. Honest, the closest we've ever heard of Mrs. Afton, even like not even like 100%, it's just a possibility, is some cut lines from the staff bot scene with like the family being at the dinner table and everything. There's originally going to be some like dialogue there from the staff bots, and it was cut, and that's the closest thing we have to some backstory. But it's not even like accurate or anything. Seems like a shock we didn't get. Which we actually, hopefully, will be getting an Origins game soon-ish. I think Help Wanted 2 will either have something to do with the origins of like with Fredbear's Family Diner, or is going to be the game right before the Origins game. Because they've been hinting a lot about Fredbear and its origins and circus stuff and all of that, so I feel like we're going to be getting something soon. Whether it be with Help Wanted 2 or another game entirely outside of that. Who knows? I'm traveling ball pit! Also, the ball pit might be important. You know how crazy that's going to be if the ball pit is important? Because the movie posters have everybody in a ball pit. The exact same way as Into the Pit. It's so weird. Like, what if the ball pit is important? I don't want to think about if the ball pit is important or not. That just puts so many things into question. I don't know. I was gonna say something. Oh, hyperfixation. Been saying this. Okay, perfect. Yep, we are all on the same page. But in this FNAF year, we got it. Think about it. In 1 year, FNAF movie started and finished filming, and it's coming out this year as well. It's coming out next month, which is insane. We also got. I'm trying to think of FNAF Week. FNAF Week was the movie trailer, and it was movie posters, like the first posters and then the trailer, and then it was also the Ruin release date, I believe, and then it was also the Help Wanted 2 teaser trailer. I can't remember if the Ruin trailer, like the actual Ruin trailer, came out that week. I'm gonna have to go back and double check, because I do want to do a small fun video talking about FNAF Week, because that is going to go down in history as one of the most insane like moments of FNAF history. It is insane. I'll make classic flashback. There's no time for like call me remnant. Call me your remnant. I'm gonna start saying that from now on. Call me a remnant. If somebody's acting up to become. I'm sorry, that one's good. That's really good. Imagine Abby just time travels on accident trying to hide. 11 Tombstones in that one. So I'm conflicted on 11 Tombstones being in the credits. On one hand, yes, I think that is a fun idea, because FNAF wouldn't be where it is without the fans. And obviously that is like one of like the biggest songs in the community and everything, which is why it's been used everywhere. However, I kind of agree on that it would be a little bit goofy to end the movie with "We're waiting every night" with that song. I think it'd be super weird. However, I think a good compromise would be to do the, oh, you know what? I can actually, if you've heard the like orchestra version of that song, it is amazing. It is really good. I feel like that would be a really good credit song if they did that. Calm your record. I hope for the fans. If you haven't heard it, I can play it. It is very good. I am also going to how do I say this? I really like it. I'm gonna like it. Extra, let's see. this one. Let me see.
It's almost over. Why can't you just let it fly?
It is so good. I feel like the orchestra version would work so damn well in the credits. If anybody wants me to play it, I have it. I can play it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, but I feel like that would be the best for the credits version and everything. I think it'd be great. I think it'd be great. Is not even as big as part of it. Looking at the odd big body between the group. I need to go and reread Into the Pit because I got like the spark notes for that, and I have the graphic novel for it, so I skimmed that too. But I need to go and actually sit down and read it because I'm like, what? Pretending. But you know, that honestly is not the weirdest thing I've ever heard in a FNAF story, I'll be honest. The mimic! The mimic! Yeah, but, yeah. Okay, there's another thing I really wanted to talk about with FNAF World. That is, again, the whole purpose of this damn stream is I want to talk about FNAF World. Red Lake at the end, before you get to Candy Cadet, where Cassie, the flashlight breaks on Cassie. I've seen a lot of people compare that to the fourth closet, which I understand. I 100% understand, and I sort of agree. I kind of agree in that. Here's the problem. So in the fourth closet, we are not talking about that. We are not talking about that. That is not what we're talking about. So, in Ruin, let me start with Ruin. In Ruin, you get to the caverns and everything, and it's super green, and there's the red lake with the water coming down and everything, and on the other side of the lake is FNAF 6. Totally cool, whatever. And there's the glowing mushrooms everywhere. I understand why they think this is similar to the fourth closet. However, in the fourth closet, from what I could tell, it is not a cave like that, and they do not have red water. It is just a broken, a sunken in piece of the pizzeria that, yes, it is flooded in this area, and they do have the glowing mushrooms, but it is not a cavern, an actual cavern, and the water is not red. So there are similarities, but it is not the same thing. This is where I think FNAF World once again comes in. I think maybe they're tying these two together. I think in Ruin they're tying together the fourth closet, but they are also tying in FNAF World because of Old Man Consequences and his Red Lake. That is what I'm thinking right now. Something similar to that is going on. Because in FNAF World, when you get to Old Man Consequences, that is you're at that level and you can't go further. You can, but I'm gonna get there in a second. But for the most part, unless you work really hard, you cannot go further because you fucked up. You went too deep and you cannot get out anymore. And then, whenever you drown yourself and everything in FNAF World, you're going even deeper, and you are just messing up even harder. And you're dying and everything. That's what I think is happening in Ruin. Cassie went too far deep down. She's at this lake. She doesn't drown, but she does fall from the elevator. She went too deep, and now these are the consequences. But they're tying it in with the fourth closet, at least visually, and a little, at least a little bit. First thing I thought of when I saw the red bars, all night consequence. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm thinking about right now. How they're tying these in together. Because a lot of people are thinking that Security Breach is based off of the Silver Eyes. Ruin is based off of the Fourth Closet. And then Help Wanted 2 is going to be based off of... No, I'm not the Fourth Closet. I'm oh my god, I'm so stupid. It's not the Fourth Closet, it's the Twisted Ones. I am stupid. I've been saying the fourth. I mean the second book, the Twisted Ones. This entire time I've been talking about the Twisted Ones. I am so sorry. Again, my brain is not here. There are too many books and games to talk about. In the Twisted Ones, there is this sunken in bit of a pizzeria with glowing mushrooms and everything. That is what it is. Not the Fourth Closet. The Fourth Closet is with Baby slash is she called? No, she's not called Eleanor. No, but the baby animatronic, the Charlie baby robot. That's the Fourth Closet. That's what people are thinking Help Wanted 2 is going to be about. It's the Fourth Closet. While Ruin is the Twisted Ones and Silver Eye and Security Breach is the Silver Eyes. Well, welcome back in. I am back on my FNAF World BS. But so far, that is what I'm thinking about with that red lake. Honestly, I think that's why everybody's also going nuts. Like the, somebody's gonna be a robot. God, somebody's gonna be a freaking robot. I'm really hoping that it's just, hey, Mimic's here and that's the robot we're all gonna be talking about. I really hope that's it. I'm not going to hate it if a kid does end up being a robot or anybody ends up being a robot. Like, I'll understand, but at the same time, I'm like, what the hell, man? Can we just have one easy story for once? Please. Gregory's Revenge. God, it is so much. Just want one normal story for once, please. Yeah. Please bring Tingle back in the next game. Tingle's pretty cool. Tingle's cool. I do wish we got a little bit more, like, stuff about Tingle. We pretty much know what Tingle is at this point. It's basically the amalgamation of all the bits and pieces that the Mimic has torn apart. I think that's what it is, or like just like scraps and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. Not positive, but I think that's it. You're just gonna listen for now, that's totally fine. Gregory ends up being a robot. So honestly, for real. Also, Tingle is... Yes, yeah, no, I know what Tangle is. I do kind of like... I don't know which one I like more, honestly. I feel like I like the Blob a little bit more because Tangle makes me think of Mangle. And also, I think there is actually a Tangle character in FNAF World, which is really funny, but it's not... What do you think? That's the other thing. The Mimic first came about in the series in FNAF World. There is the Mimic Ball. Let me see. FNAF World. It's the Mimic Ball. It literally mimics stuff. It's literally called Mimic Ball. Literally, that was like one of the first... I was like, wait a minute, there's a Mimic in FNAF World that could do all of this junk. So I think that's also important. I don't know how, but I think that's important. I think FNAF World is the beginning. Like, there's a lot of stuff in FNAF World that I think it's trying to tell us, but I think it was also, like, one of the things to try and tell us that this is the beginning of the AI. Like, I do agree with MatPat when he said... MatPat talked about FNAF World very briefly, and I was actually kind of mad. So I was like, how dare you talk about FNAF World before I can? But he barely touched on it. He was like, oh, the map kind of looks like a brain, and which could be about like AI. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see where it's going. I don't care about how the map looks, but I do agree that FNAF World is potentially the beginnings of the Mimic AI. I think it's the very basics of the Mimic program, like being tested out and everything. I think that could be a part of it. Excuse me, not the entire thing, but I think it's part of it. What else was I gonna look up? I was gonna look up something. Oh yeah. FNAF World Tangle. Yeah, literally, Tangle is one of the enemies in FNAF World, but it's just another version. Like, it's just a recolor of Mangle and Lolbit. It's a green and purple Lolbit, basically. That's literally all it is. Very cute, though. Tangle is very cute. I like Mangle, and I love, I'll be honest, I love Lolbit. Oh no, it's not Lolbit. Lolbit's the one that is like a different coloration of Funtime Clock. There are so many of these things, I swear to God. Tangle is another recoloring of Mangle. I will probably end the stream here soon because I am not coherent and I need to make sure that I am ready for my friends to come over. But yes, anyway, Blob's name canonically being Tangle reminds me of the Disney movie. That too, I was like, why are you making me think of Rapunzel right now? It's very funny. I like how it's a reference from FNAF World, but it's also Mangle but green. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't think Tangle in Ruin and Security Breach is supposed to be a reference to Tangle from FNAF World. I'll be honest, I don't think it is. But I also don't know why they would name it Tangle. I think that's just weird. Mangle, Zangle, Bangle, Sangle. Okay, go. Nexus. Love Nexus. Nexus is awesome. Also, we love our second non-binary character of the series. They're fantastic. Love them to death. FNAF 6 was a dream since it's no longer a corporate entity. No, so Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity. It got either bought out or picked up or restarted in a different way. So there's like LLCs, and then there is this is another thing. I think Matt had talked about this, and I do agree with it. Like, this is very like agreeable, but there's Fazbear Entertainment like LLC. There's like basically there's two different ways you can do it. It's either like a large corporation or as a smaller, like more like home-owned one. And it used to be like the more home-owned one, but now, which is good, it's still a corporate thing, but like they turned into a franchise and everything, and now they are just huge, like at least nationwide, like corporation and everything. It's a whole thing. I don't want to get into. I don't understand like 100%. I understand it, but I don't understand it, and like all like the legal terms and stuff. I don't want to get into that. There's a reason. It is no longer owned by like Henry and William and all of that. It's owned by other people. That is the whole thing. It stopped being like a franchise and everything, but then it got picked back up way later. Before we end the stream, can you send the FNAF? Oh yeah, I will. Don't worry. I'll let you guys know ahead of time whenever I'm gonna actually end it. So I'll probably end it in like 20 minutes. Probably around like 10 o'clock. At least for my time, it'll be 10 o'clock. It's about 9:40 right now. Just because I want to make sure everything's good for. I have friends coming over tonight. We're gonna hang out and stuff. It'll be fun. But thoughts on the theory that Cassidy is Bonnie Bully? I don't agree. I understand. I totally get it. At first, I was like, "Ooh, that's actually pretty cool." However, I don't think it's 100% correct, because the Bonnie Bully would be in his like 60s or 70s by the time Ruin is there, and Cassie is between like 10 and 14. I think Cassie is old. I personally like to think that Cassie is older than Gregory, at least by like a year. So she's probably like 13, 14. I want to say probably like 13. And it's not out of the it's not like impossible for somebody who's in their 60s or 70s to have like a young child like that. It happens. But I feel like with this series, it's very unlikely. I think it's just, I don't think it's a super likely scenario. I don't know. Something about it is just like a little odd. I understand. Also, I really didn't like how MatPat handled the similarities between the two of them. I feel like it could have done in a way better, more like appropriate way. So there's just something a little funky about it. Why should the mediocre melodies, why should they be built by Henry, or why would they be built by Henry? Because if they should be built, they were like they're the mediocre melodies. They're like the backups, basically. I'll be honest, I really like Happy Frog, and I like Mr. Hippo. Ned Bear is funny. I have like really no opinions on Pigpatch or Orville, but Happy Frog and Mr. Hippo are my favorite. My favorites of them. They're funny and they're cute. I will take no criticism on that. Why would they be built? Again, like they're either backups or Henry built them specifically to help lure all of the characters who came in, like William and or like Scrap Trap, Scrap Baby, Molten Freddy, Lefty, all of that stuff. Well, I mean, he built Lefty, but you know what I mean. MatPat was like, they're the same color as confirmed. It was super weird. Like, again, I understand, like, oh yeah, they both have red shirts, they both have the blue shorts, they both have darker skin, they both have whatever. But it's just the way that he said that. You could say all of that stuff and not be that, not be so like, you see what I'm saying, you see what I'm seeing. There's a way to say that much easier. You just say it nonchalantly, like, hey, they both have red shirts, they both have blue jeans, they both have similar skin colors, you know, they both have darker hair. You know, that's really all it needs to be. Which also, I am so like, I am so happy that we have actual like representation in Ruin. I'm gonna be making a video like after the Bonnie video. I'm working on a Mimic video. Everybody wanted me to do a Mimic video, and I will do that eventually. It's going to take so much out of me though, because I need to go and actually either read the books or listen to the audiobooks for like the epilogues, and there's a lot I need to do for that one, because I'm gonna do a timeline, kind of a timeline video, basically just be like, this is the beginning of the Mimic story, this is where we are now, and I will mention the FNAF World Mimic Balls. It's not super important, but it's gonna take a while to get that one out. But my heart really wants to do this Bonnie video, and then desperately wants to do a representation video. Because Ruin has definitely made it to one of my top favorite FNAF games. Just as a whole, it was so damn good. It was also the very first FNAF game I've ever gone into fully blind. So if you ever do go and watch my first playthrough of that, not the streams, the actual like playthrough that I uploaded and everything, those are all of my initial reactions. There's no bullshitting there. Especially when it comes to Roxy, because oh my god, that broke me so hard. It still breaks me to this day. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. Read all that. Cool, we're good. But I find it weird how Cassie's official art looks so different from her in-game model. I mean, you also have to think that, like, making it a 3D model compared to 2D artwork, there's only so much you can, like, because of the art style, like, of the 3D assets and everything. First of all, it's great. Everything looks fantastic. But also all of the cardboard cutouts, that's Cassie, you know, all done up, you know, like obviously like it looks very much like how her model does, but not exactly, because she's also like her hair is like nice, like a little bit more perfect. She's got a ton of makeup on. Hanging out with Roxy. Roxy looks different than her in-game model in the cutouts. It's just like an artistic choice for the most part. The cutouts are supposed to be a little bit more like friendly and not as like robotic, you know? Especially when it comes to the glam rocks and everything. The biker can possess nobody because mind is shared in so together. But FNAF World clocks you can pass on in one. Don't you do this to me right now, because why does that actually kind of make sense? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You might actually be onto something. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me. Where am I? No, hold on. Just give me a second. Let me. Where do my notes go? So I want to talk really quickly about the video I'm going to do after the Bonnie one, but I need. Wait, you might actually be onto something. I'll look more into it just to double check and see what, like, see if it actually could lead to something. But that's really what the fuck? Hold on, where'd it go? I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So. Oh my god, what? So, check out the real playthrough after this tree box is also really different than play. I know, we're cooking right now, because actually, now you're being everything enters around us, and the one who pulls the strings is always watching. So, okay, so the one who pulls the strings in FNAF World is is like Scott Cawthon, basically. He's the one pulling the strings. He's the puppet master, whatever. But what if that's not actually it? What if he's not the actual puppet master? Like, he is in a sense, like for like the base game and everything, but for the darker layers and everything, that's not him. That's William. And like you said, the clocks could be all the pieces. I still think that Crying Child could have possessed. I do still think that Crying Child could have possessed Golden Freddy as well as Cassidy. I think that's very interesting. There's a whole thing about that. I was talking about that in either the last stream or our Discord. I can't remember. Oh my goodness. Let's check all that in a second. But could be onto something with all of that, because there's also about the Puppet Master. The one who pulls, like, this is a direct quote from the game. The one who pulls the strings is always watching. He allows you to progress. Follow the trail that they have created for you. Play along. There's another mine you must find. There's another mine you must find before you enter the glitched object. Find the clock. Everything's about find the clock. Find the clock. Everything else is a deception. A secret sub-corridor that leads to the Pinwheel Circus under this graveyard. Could be something to do with sister location. Need to find another clock, but the passage will not be easy. Another clock should be inside the fun house. Nothing else matters. Don't be deceived by the one pulling the strings. Could be talking about all of the gas experiments that William was doing on Crying Child and Michael. And then the end text, like the very last one of the clock ending, is, "We are still your friends. Do you believe that? The pieces are in place for you. All you have to do is find them. Rest." That could be... It could be doing two things. Once you, like, figure out this story, but then also telling Crying Child, go to rest, like, you can be at rest now. Especially like if you did like the Happiest Day mini games and stuff. Let's not bring Scott Conlon to the lore series. So in Help Wanted, that is not technically Scott. Like obviously you use a picture of him to be all funny, haha, everything, but it technically is not Scott himself. It's just another guy. It is another guy. There's a whole thing to that. I can brain it, I can't talk it. If that tells you how I am right now. Cassidy, Freddy, Hellbound does make me wonder if Scott is canon in universe. So Scott, like I said, Scott himself is not. They just use his photo as like, hey, this is a quote-unquote crazed lunatic who made all of these old games. But it's just a different indie developer. Like, I think the developer actually has a name. I think they talked about in the books. Either Fazbear Frights books or the Tales from the Pizza Pucks books. I can't remember. They talked about it and he has a name and it's not Scott, but that's who it's supposed to be. Who's like Scott is pretending to be like this guy or whatever. I don't know. It's a whole thing. It's not actually Scott. It's just they used him to be funny, haha. Cassidy was the 8-bit Freddy. Yeah. Oh, what's his name? Steve? Oh, okay, cool. Cassidy was the 8-bit Freddy helping by being passed on. That is fair. I think a lot, like, the whole thing with that, like we were talking about at some point, was if... Oh, shush, I don't care. There are... It's actually, like, we've been questioning if Golden Freddy was ever, like, truly real. Like actually, like, black hat, black tie, Golden Freddy. Because we've never... Because other than, like, being, like, the ghost glitchy whatever in, like, 1 and 2, and then in the 8-bit games, we've never seen a true Golden Freddy. The only time that we really have, other than those, were Fredbear's Family Diner posters from Security Breach. And there was one, like, there's actually 2 with Fredbear, and he's wearing a black hat and tie, but it's Fredbear, it's not Golden Freddy. But then we've seen, but it's also like, is Fredbear with the purple hat and vest real? We're trying to figure out which one is real, which one isn't, if they're both real, if neither, if whatever's going on, but it's a whole thing. So how I have it is, if there's only one bear, I think that it's possible that both of them would possess the same animatronic. However, if there are 2 different bear animatronics, then they each possess one. That's how I've been thinking of it. Yeah, Steve. Okay, cool. Yeah, Steve is not Scott. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing with that. See that? Let me see if there's anything else. I hear all of my Tiger Rock notes. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, because I had all kinds of stuff from Tiger Rock with page numbers too. This is another thing where all like the time and clock stuff comes in, because in Tiger Rock it is mostly around the main kid, who his name is Kai, I believe, and then it's his friends. It's Kai, Todd, and let me see. Do I even have it here? I do not have it. But it's 3 friends of them. Kai's the main guy. And the 3 of, like, this group of 3, they're called they call themselves the Timeless Trio. And one of the friends named Todd is always saying, time is a construct. It doesn't exist. The only real thing is now. And babbles a lot about the illusory nature of time. Lots of time talk in This. Yeah, the school has a new white clock with an actual face. It has 2 eyes, a round black nose, and a round black nose and a white toothy smile. Very similar to the baby clock in Sis Location. The eyes are made to look like they are closed, but when it opens its eyes, the clock has 1 green and 1 blue eye. I am reminded of the Ratchet Clank game. See, I haven't played any of Scott's like other games right now. I have a lot of them on my computer back home that I do want to play on stream at some point because I think they would be really fun. I would love to do Chipper and Sons, honestly. That would be really fun. Tyke and Sons would be terrifying. That is a fan game. That would be so hard. That would be super fun, but also really, really difficult. I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of want to do that one. I kind of want to do Tyke and Sons. We'll do that at some point. I cannot play any games on my laptop. So I wish I could play games for you guys tonight. I can't. I'm on a Mac laptop, if that tells you anything. I cannot play diddly squat. We're lucky I can play Sims on this thing. Cause yeah, I wish I was home. I kind of wish I was home so I could play games, but you know what? It's fine. We're fine. It's okay. We're okay. Unrelated game. Oh, okay. I thought that was another. I was like, I know Scott made a ton of games and animations and stuff before FNAF. I wasn't sure. I was like, that sounds really familiar. I couldn't tell if that was one of his or if that was something else. I don't know. Regardless of that, though, Chipper and Sons walk so FNAF could run. It really did, honestly. It really did. Chipper and Sons was the very beginning of it. Which is why I think it'd be really fun to play that at some point. Give me a moment. I have a work or something. Okay. Sorry, work message, but we're good. Everything's fine. But yes. God, there's so much more that I could talk about, honestly, with everything. Oh yeah, I really briefly wanted to talk about the representation video I want to make. So, Ruin gave us a lot of really awesome stuff. Not just with like the story and the graphics and tying everything and just having a better story overall. It gave us so much like fan service, basically. It doesn't feel like a legitimate FNAF game. It feels like a very well-made fan game. But this, I'm saying this in the most loving and well-meaning way possible because I love Ruin. I think it is one of the best FNAF games we have gotten in a really, really long time. It is so good. And I may be a little bit biased, but I love just how much stuff we got in it. Color correlations don't work, TM. Not necessarily, not anymore. It kind of used to, but not anymore, really. It's weird. But, oh my god, I didn't even realize. I think my fan is still on. If you've heard humming in the background, I am so sorry. I took my headphones off for 1 second so that I can readjust, like fix my hair and everything. And I realized my fan was still blaring. We're good now, though. Anyway, so with Ruin, God, we got so much stuff. So, and I'm going to talk about all of this in depth in the video, but I want to very briefly touch on it now. We got non-binary characters, we have gay characters, we have trans characters, we have people of color, we've got neurodivergent characters. It is so chock full of everything that we have been wanting to see. Because a lot of FNAF fans are all of these things. And finally being able to see pieces of ourselves in this game has been tremendously amazing in my eyes. FNAF 3 seemed like a fan game to me at the time. So, unpopular opinion, I actually really like FNAF 3. I do agree that it is not nearly as scary as it could have been. I do agree that some of the Springtrap's jump scare is not scary at all. But I personally enjoyed playing that game. It is super fun to me anyway. I enjoyed it. Like as far as like actual like gameplay and like the graphics and everything go, I really like it. It has a very like FNAF feel to me. I understand why you might see like FNAF fan game, but it has like that old school FNAF feel. And I really like FNAF 3. It's not just because I love Springtrap, because I really love Springtrap, but that's not why I like it. I love Eclipse. I love Eclipse so much. Eclipse is such a it's just baby. Monty is 100% a feral dog. I do not like. Here's the thing. I don't like Monty. I really don't like Monty. If Monty was more chill, laid back, that like we see in all of the cartoon fan work and everything, I would like him more. I feel like I would really like Monty if we got a glimpse of what he used to be like. But because I've only ever seen him be this feral douchebag, I do not like him. He is... There's so much I could say about Monty, but I just don't. I don't know. Why is it being weird? Music, come back, please. I think it ended, so I have to turn it back on. I will end the stream here in a little bit, but very much looking forward to making the representation video, because a little sneak peek of what I am going to, one of the things I want to talk about, other than all the very obvious stuff like Roxy is trans, Eclipse and Nexus are non-binary, Friday and Bonnie are a gay couple. I specifically want to talk about Cassie. Like obviously I want to talk about all that stuff too. I'm so excited to talk about Roxy, because if you're new to like me and the channel and all that stuff, Foxy is my absolute favorite FNAF character. He is my comfort character as a whole. I freaking love him. Anything having to do with him. You know how hard I cried when we finally got good glimpses of him in the FNAF and the movie trailers? Oh my god, I was a mess. And with Roxy now canonically being trans Foxy, like Foxy's a trans woman in like this new age, and with me also being, you know, like I'm oh shit. Okay, cool. I have my friends are gonna be here soon, so I gotta get off soon. I am like non-binary, leading more like trans mask and everything. Not like in like different ways and everything. And so seeing my comfort character now be canonically trans has made me love her even more. And I'm like, this is where Glamrock Foxy went. She is Roxy is this. I'm so excited to talk about that and just how like I personally feel about it, because I am so happy about it. But Cassie specifically, I have obviously it's just a headcanon, and it is just a like small little theory on her. It has nothing to do with like the lore or anything. It's just her as a character. I think she's autistic or somewhere on the spectrum for multiple reasons that I will talk about in that video. And it's not just me projecting. I genuinely think that she is. I think there's something there, because there's like some patterns that she has, or that we see throughout the game, that make me think this. Her aversion to eyes, her having vertigo, and then like Roxy also having like a stim in one of her idol animations, like a very like classic stim that she could have learned from Cassie and everything. There's a lot there, more than just what I just said. But I'm so excited to talk about it all. I'm so excited to talk about the furry boyfriends. You know how excited I was when I saw that. It took me a sec. I saw that and I was like, oh my god. they were in love, and then I was like, they were so close, and I was like, oh my god, they were gay. I was like, yes, they were. And I love it. Dude, you are so late. I'm about to get off. I have friends coming over in like 30 minutes. Nothing is the reason the blob exists on all the previous animatronics smash to dust. That, yeah. If Blob slash Tangle is made of like all of the FNAF AR animatronics, that would make sense. Because the FNAF AR animatronics are bizarre and weird, and like they're canon, but they're not canon. They're canon in the way that they are not canon. They're just fakes. They're basically fakes, all of them. That is, whenever I personally say FNAF AR is not canon, I am specifically saying the animatronics are not like the real, like Freddy, not the real Foxy, you know, not the real Springtrap, etc., etc. Like, so, like, yeah, so with Rox being trans, there is, like I said, I'll go into more of like the evidence on everything there, but her area used to be Fox's area because Foxes have a log ride in that area, and that's where we walk through Ruin. It's like right behind, or like right, like all the stuff from Foxy's log ride is behind Roxy Raceway. There's also a trans flag colored cake cut out at the end of that section after you deal with Monty. You climb up, there's like the two staff bots that are like holding on to whatever, one's giving a thumbs up. There's a Foxy and Chica cut out, and then on the door, like to the right of the door that you walk through, there is a cake there with the trans flag colors on it. So it's like, yeah, because obviously, like, we've never seen a Glamrock Fox. We've never seen like Foxy other than in Kids Cove. But this whole area that we're seeing, all the stuff is from an old ride that was Foxy's. Foxy is Roxy. He found out how to make successful registration. Okay. This is the blob. Where do you think? Oh, Cassie is. I think Cassie is autistic. Like I said, I'll definitely go into it more, but me and my other fellow Spectrum friends have kind of agreed, honestly. Like, I'm going to talk to them a little bit more about it, but that's what I'm thinking right now. At least you can make it in at all. And I mean, it's here. It's just me throwing more. I'll do another one of these soon, because I feel like I didn't get to talk enough about FNAF World. But yeah. No, yeah, they were 100% in love. Like, there is no way. You saw that poster of You and Me Forever and Ever is my lock screen on my phone. It is so damn cute. And I have fan art of Freddie and Bonnie just being really cute on my phone background as a whole. I love them. They are adorable. Yeah. And like I said, like the whole like Cassie like being autistic, I think it's just a headcanon right now. With like a little bit of evidence to back me up, but it's also like it's still like speculative and everything. But it makes me happy, so I don't care. Shipping is not for me, you should FNAF. So I am also not big on FNAF shipping at all. However, the Glamrocks are different because they are not possessed. They are just AI. They have their own personalities and everything. They are not possessed by anybody. I still liked the idea that Freddy is Michael Afton. However, I understand just how unrealistic that is. It's a fun thing to think about. I don't think it's actually real. But none of the Glamrocks are possessed. Oh my god. Me too. So, we're all Spectrum babies here. But yeah. That's why when they said Freddy and Post Ruin. Oh yeah, no, there was way more, like, you don't, like, obviously, like, there's a whole thing, like, yeah, I love my friends and everything, but it's more than you and me forever and ever. Like, I don't say that to my friends. I would, like, I'll be like, you're not, to my friends, I go, you're never getting rid of me. I love you, bitch. You're never getting rid of me. I don't say you and me forever and ever. Love, Freddie. And that is also, like, that's different too. Like, I definitely, like, I've had those moments with my friends where I'm like, I'm having such a fun time with my friends. I don't want this to end. I've definitely been in those situations, but I feel like the tone of the poster, it was different than just being friends. I respect the stance on that. And I respect everybody else's stance on, like, oh, that's everything also. These are just how my brain goes, my ADHD brain. Anyway, I have friends. I have to go. I've got some stuff to do. It was so fun being here again. I did not expect this to go on this long. I will definitely have another one of these because I love to sit here and chat with you guys. So, you guys have a fantastic night. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all the new people who are just coming in. In the description of my not this stream. I didn't put it in the stream because it's not saved, unfortunately, on this laptop. But on my channel, there is a link to our community Discord. If you want to continue any of these conversations, hop on over there. We have a channel for theorizing. You could throw whatever it is in there. It is safe. It is fully safe for work. It is all kind, and it is a safe space. Let's go hang out. There's people in there all the time. Have fun with it, basically. But that is on the channel description, bio, whatever, information, about page, that thing. It's there. But yeah. You guys have an amazing rest of your night, and I will hopefully be back doing an actual gaming stream again soon. Otherwise, we'll have another, like, theory stream like this. It'll just be nice, fun, chill. Oh, the lo-fi, thank you. Let me share the lo-fi. Not that. It's gonna take me 2 seconds. Here we go. Let's pause that. Hold on. There. It's big. Sorry, my computer is super slow. Oh, let me... Uno momento. Popping it into this. I gotta pop it here real quick. That. Let me throw this. Come on. My computer is so slow. Okay, and that should be it. I hope that is it. Let me make sure. Yep, that is it. Awesome. There you guys go. We welcome you. Yeah, anybody who wants to join the Discord, you are more than welcome to. It is open for everybody. It's been so long. Yeah, it's just like once, like, hour and a half long thing, or like hour long video, something like that, with all these different songs in it. So hopefully they have. I didn't even look at the description, but I gotta get going, you guys. Again, have fun with that. That is there for you guys to read. If you do join the Discord, if you can't find it, I will pop it in there also if you need me to. But anyway, I gotta get going. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Alright, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye, everyone!